Hey guys, welcome to Spalabanyana, and if it is your first time checking out our channel, please do subscribe and share this channel with your classmates or your fellow friends whom are doing this module. So today we'll be doing descriptive data, and I'll be doing a quiz just to show you how to apply what we are going to cover in the slides today. So this is the data we are going to use to answer some of the questions on the slides. So guys, I've posted a link to our Telegram channel on the description box. Be sure to follow it, where you'll find this tutorial or this quiz with a memo. This will give you a feel on how they ask questions under this topic. So I'll be showing you how to answer the questions using a calculator and how to calculate other things manually. So I'll advise you guys to get this calculator if you are not using one yet. So given a sample, as I showed you in the previous slide, to enter your data into the calculator, what you do is you are going to follow the steps here. So you are going to press mode, then 3, which is an option for stats, and then number 1, which so your mode button is this one here. If you can see the cursor, yeah, this is where your mode button is. After you press it, you're gonna choose number 3. You can see it's written stats, and you are going to press number 1, which means that we are dealing with one variable. Then you are going to enter your data into the calculator. Now I'm going to be explaining the measures of central tendency. Under the measures of central tendency, we have the mode, the mean, and the median. So I'll be sure to explain each of the following and show you how to obtain them manually and again using a calculator. So guys, the mean is just your arithmetic average. It's average of the sample basically. So you obtain it by if you can see, let me zoom in, you obtain it by summing all your data values and dividing it with n, which is the number of data values you have in your sample. So when using a calculator, so now we are assuming that you've already entered your data into the calculator. So you are going to press shift 1. Excuse me for the typo in the slides, I wasn't aware of that, I'm just seeing it now. So you are going to press shift 1 and you'll choose option number 4, then number 2, and then that answer you get will be your mean. So the median is just the middle value of this data set. Yo guys, the mistakes, yeah. So guys, again, forgive me for the mistake. So the median, guys, ordering is very important. Before you determine your median, you need to arrange your data in numerical order and determine the middle number, the middle value of the data set, which is going to be your median. If your set is even, you are going to average the two middle values, and that is going to be your median. Or you can obtain it using a calculator by following this here. So the median is normally denoted by the sign here. I don't know what they call it. So if you have an idea, please let me know on the comment section. Moving on to the last measure of central tendency, we have the mode. So your mode is basically the most occurring data value or values that you have on the sample, in the sample, excuse me for that. So guys, we have 4 types of modes. So your sample can have can be unimodal, meaning that it just has one mode. It is the normal one, the one we are used to. You have one data value being your mode. So we also have the bimodal, whereby you have two data values that occur at the same frequency. So you also there's a possibility of your sample having no mode, meaning that, guys, there's no mode. All the values occur once. If all the values occur once, don't rewrite them as your modes, guys. Please just write no mode in that case. So we also have your sample can be multimodal, meaning that we have more than two modes. We have more than two data values occurring at the same frequency. These are just some of the notes that shows you that it simply means that all these measures of central data are valid, but some are valid more than the other. Yeah, whatever that means, guys. So just pause the video and read through the slide. It actually just tells you that the mean is affected by outliers, guys. I'll be covering outliers later on, maybe in this video or the upcoming video, depending on the length of the video. So now we'll be looking at the measures of dispersion. We have the range, the IQR. By IQR we mean that it is the interquartile range, and we also have the standard deviation and variance. So the range is basically your maximum minus the minimum value. Your IQR is the range of your quartiles, so it's basically just the interquartile range. Q3 the upper quartile minus Q1 the lower quartile. I'll be explaining this later. So we also have the standard deviation and the variance. So here, guys, it's how to obtain the standard deviation using a calculator. So after obtaining this answer in a calculator, what you are going to do is that you are going to square it in order to get your variance. So this formula here shows us how to get the variance. So this is the formula on how to get a variance. So where xi is the data value at position I, and where x bar is your mean, and n is the number of data values you have in your sample. So after you obtain your variance using this formula, if you are not using your calculator to obtain it, you are going to square root your answer to get the standard deviation. When you are using a calculator, this answer is your standard deviation, the answer you get from following these, and you are going to square it to find your variance. When you are using this formula, you are going to obtain your variance, and you have to square root your answer to obtain the standard deviation. Last but not least, we have our measures of position, where we've got our minimum value, our Q1, which is the lower quartile, the median, the Q3 here, guys. Oh, the Q3, sorry about that, and your maximum value. So guys, this part will lead us to how to construct our box and whiskers plot. So before doing that, we are going to cover quartiles, how to determine your quartiles, and see how you are going to obtain the interquartile range. So I'm going to show you how to determine our quartiles. determining percentiles of a data set. So screen. So guys, to determine our quartiles, you must know how to use the pseudo rank, which maybe you've already seen in your slides or somewhere else. So it says for a data set with n observations, the pseudo rank of pk, where pk is your percentile, rk is equals to k over 100 times n plus 1, where n is the number of data values you have in your sample and where k is your percentile. So I'll be showing you how to determine q1, and you can try determining q3 on your own as to keep this video short. So q1 is our 25th percentile and q3 is our 75th percentile. So I'll be showing you how to use this equation. So I advise you guys to not use a calculator when determining your quartiles, and I'll be showing you why I'm saying that in the next slide. So guys, I'll be showing you how to determine the lower quartile, which is your 25th percentile, using the pseudo rank formula. So one thing you must note is that you have to arrange your data in numerical order in order to use the pseudo rank formula. So here guys, I tried to arrange the data in numerical order, but not all of it. I was just doing it for the purpose of this example. So yeah, so determining q1, which is our 25th percentile, we remember that the formula is rk equals to k over 100 times n plus 1. So in this case we have 30 data values, and q1 is our 25th percentile, so our k equals to 25. So after guys obtaining this answer, you are not done. This is not your q1, this is your pseudo rank, this is your ranking. So we are going to use this formula which says any q equals to xi plus decimal open bracket xi plus 1 minus xi. So I'm going to explain the formula. So I, guys, in this case, I is the whole number of your solution. So from this solution, I equals to your whole number. So in this case, I equals to 7. And xi is the data value at position I. So in this case, our xi is going to be the data value at the position I, which is 7. So we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our xi equals to 32. That is where this 32 comes from. So our decimal is simply the decimal number in our solution. So in this case, the decimal... Excuse me, guys. Yo, let's drink some water. Yeah. So in this case, our decimal is 0.75. xi plus 1 is the data value at position I plus 1, where in this case we are going to take the data value at position 8. Remember that I is the whole number in your answer, the answer you got, guys. So it won't always be 7. It depends on your answer, on your pseudo rank answer. So our xi plus 1 equals to 35 in this case, because the data value at position 8 equals to 35. So guys, your final answer is 34.2, which is the correct answer, which is the answer you are going to get in your memo, in the memo. And guys, when you use a calculator to determine this lower quartile Q1, the calculator is going to give you that Q1 equals to 35, which is wrong. So that is why I advise you guys to not use a calculator when determining your quartiles. So it's wrong. Remember, do not use a calculator when you are determining your Q1 and Q3. After doing all that, guys, finding your Q1 and Q3 using the pseudo rank, you can now find your interquartile range, which is your Q3 minus your Q1. So the IQR is very important, guys, in helping us determine the length of our whiskers and outliers in the box and whiskers. So in the next video, I'll be showing you how to draw the box and whisker. Guys, be sure to subscribe if this video helped you or you learned something new from it. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to comment down below. Be sure to determine Q3 using the pseudo rank and comment down below with the answer that you get. Thank you very much, guys. I love you.